Okay, I have two questions for you. First question, are you trying to lose weight and sometimes missing your favorite foods? Second question, are those foods either potatoes or pizza? If you answered yes to both of those questions, then this video is for you. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Stasia and my channel is all about health and weight loss content following a whole food, plant-based diet. If potatoes and pizza are your jam, then boy, do I have a treat for you today. But first, and please don't judge me because I have pineapple on my pizza. I am so excited to share this recipe with you guys. You are going to be blown away. All right. So a few weeks ago, I had uploaded a video where I showed how to make a 2-ingredient oat wrap. And a lot of you guys were really excited about that wrap, just like I am. And I believe in those comments, or some comments on one of the videos, someone had asked if I could experiment with coming up with some kind of wrap using potatoes. Well, I took it one step further and decided if I could put together some kind of crust using potatoes, and I think I hit it on the head. A lot of you guys know how much I love my beans as one of my favorite starches, but I know tons of you are potato lovers, so I dedicate this one to you. Okay, so before we jump into this recipe, I just want to touch on why this pizza is just so awesome. Starting with the fact that it literally only has 3 ingredients. Now, those are the 3 base ingredients. You can feel free to add whatever you like in terms of seasonings or whatever, but there are only 3 ingredients needed to make this crust. This whole entire pizza is made from super low calorie dense foods, making it perfect and ideal for someone trying to lose weight and get healthier. I've made this crust a few times now, and one other amazing thing is the crust can be frozen, and how I did it was I actually cut it into portions before I threw it in the freezer, so that way I can just take out 1, 2, 3 slices, whatever I feel for, and quickly throw some pizza together. Honestly, I can't even with this pizza. I say it all the time on this channel. It is all about finding the foods we love. This is not about deprivation, because deprivation usually equals to failure at some point down the road. So instead, let's be on the hunt for how we can find those healthy swaps. And I'm pretty confident that this potato crust pizza is one of them. For all of you who have been following me for some time now, you know how easy my recipes are. I love finding basic recipes with ingredients you're more than likely already going to have in your kitchen. So if you like simple recipes, if you're on a weight loss journey, or if you're just looking to get healthier following a whole food plant-based diet, then be sure to grab a copy of my weight loss recipe ebook with over 50 super simple recipes that are all delicious like today's. That link will be in my description box below. I'm sure you will like them. All right, let's go make some pizza. For this recipe, I use anywhere between 3 to 4 medium-sized potatoes. All I had left was about 2 medium and 2 small, but it still turned out just fine. Next, we're going to use just a regular cheese grater to grate these potatoes down. If you have a food processor and prefer to use that instead, then by all means, even easier. So once you're done grating down the potatoes, you're going to notice that they are pretty wet. Now this next step is fairly important. We need to get as much water out of the potato as possible. So you can use a clean kitchen towel, a cheesecloth, even paper towel, whatever you have on hand to be able to help squeeze some of that water out. As you're about to see, there is quite a bit of water in those potatoes, more than you would probably think. So after I was done squeezing them out with my kitchen towel, I went behind it and used a paper towel just to be sure they were as dry as I could possibly get them. Now, I should mention that they will not be perfectly dry. They will still be fairly on the damp side, but as long as you can no longer squeeze out any serious excess water, then you should be good. Oh, and I should have given a fair warning to be ready to get your hands messy. Okay, so now that we have the potatoes washed and shredded, now we are going to be making some oat flour. So all you have to do for oat flour is grab any kind of quick oats and add 1/2 cup to a regular blender or food processor and blend it up until it becomes a fine flour. It should look something similar to this. Just be sure that there are no thick chunks or pieces left behind and that it's all nicely grounded together. And lastly, we are going to be making a flax egg. So all I'm doing is grabbing 1 tablespoon of flaxseed, throwing it in the blender and grinding it up into grounded flaxseed. And my apologies for not showing how I added the water. All I did was add 4 tablespoons of water, mix it all together, set it aside for 5 minutes, and the flax egg is ready. So lastly, we're going to throw this all together to make our pizza dough. So as you can see, I'm just adding those shredded potatoes, the oat flour, and our flax egg. I find that the oat flour really helps to absorb any of the excess moisture coming from the potatoes, and the flax egg helps to bind everything together. So at this point, we're just going to give everything a really good mix together, and at some point you're just going to want to ditch the spoon and get right in there with your hands. You will find that this dough comes together pretty quickly, and you should have a good idea of when it's done. Basically, once it forms a ball, you are good to go, and yes, it will be a little bit sticky. So after you give your hands a good wash, line a cooking sheet with some parchment paper, and let's get pressing this dough. Just like any other pizza dough, you basically just want to make sure that it's as even as you can get it. Now, I have recently moved, and somehow in that move, I lost my favorite rolling pin, so my recycled jar will have to do. So after you have it nice and rolled out, you want to pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for 25 minutes. And I should add that is without any toppings at this point. As for the cheese, I will be putting out another YouTube video in a couple of days showing this exact cheese sauce that I used for this pizza, so be sure to subscribe and watch out for that video. Okay, so this is what the crust looks like after you've cooked it for 25 minutes. Keep in mind, this is only about halfway. So that's basically what the color should look like on the bottom. And I just wanted to point out just how flexible and amazing this crust is. Okay, on to the fun part, adding the toppings. Now keep in mind guys, these are just my favorite toppings. Feel free to add whatever you like. But in case you're curious what I'm adding, I'm just putting some garlic salt, oregano, some red onion, some roasted red pepper, make sure it's oil-free, some tomato slices, some entirely too large pieces of pineapple, little bit of green olives, and my cheese sauce. And then to finish it off, I just went back and added a little bit more oregano, some freshly chopped garlic, and popped it back in the oven for another 20 minutes. This is the final result. It is absolutely delicious. Eating this way does not have to be dull and boring. You can definitely get creative and have something taste super delicious, full of flavor while still being healthy and not killing your weight loss goals. So now I'm going to show you guys a typical serving size that I would give myself, usually about 2 slices of pizza. Now this is something that I have discussed in one of my previous videos of what I'm doing to expedite some weight loss, which is food sequencing and or known as preloading. So here you're going to see a snippet of my upcoming What I Eat in a Day video, showing you guys exactly how I'm doing the sequencing. I actually was filming my What I Eat in a Day video the same day that I'm making this video, so it all kind of worked out. So this would be my complete meal, my 2 slices of pizza, my salad with an oil-free dressing, as well as a bowl of low-calorie, non-starchy vegetable soup. So again, if it's your first time here and you love health and weight loss content following this lifestyle, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss my cheese sauce recipe, my upcoming What I Eat in a Day recipe, and of course, all my future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see all of you in the next one.